The resources God gives us is for enlargement. But there are 3 ways of handling it. The first way of handling your resources is to save them. Savings are good, but they are the least dealings you have with your resources. The second way to handle your resources is through investment. A man who invests is superior to a man who saves. It's poor people that save. Wealthy people invest. They are master investors because they know what to do with what they have to double it, to triple it. And so every time they seek enlargement, they go into investments. But there is another realm superior to investment. It's called sacrifice. In addition to investment, add sacrifice. When God wanted to enlarge Abraham, what did he do? He taught him sacrifice. Abraham was a businessman, but God told him investment is not enough. In Genesis 22 from verse 5, in fact from verse 1, he told him to offer his son Isaac. And Abraham went in verse 5 to the mountains of Moriah and offered him. In verse 16, God shows up and said, now I know that you fear me. And God began to swear by himself, in blessings I will bless you. You will be the father of many nations. He took sacrifice to engender it. And in Genesis 24 verse 1, the Bible said, Abraham was old, well stricken in age. He said, the Lord has blessed him in all things. Have you seen some of the wealthiest billionaires in the world? They are the craziest givers. Make no mistakes about it. Giving is not a church doctrine. It's a universal law for enlargement. It was Noah that taught us that principle when he offered to God. Go and check. The biggest givers to Africa, they are the billionaires of the world that you think are just making money because they are intelligent. I read about Warren Buffett the other time. He said he will not burden his children with the yoke of his wealth. He said if they want to be wealthy, they will build intelligence to create wealth. He said when he retires, 80% of his wealth will be given for charity. As I'm talking to you now, most of these people, millions of dollars is what they give for either poverty alleviation, health improvement. Millions of dollars every year. And they are consistent with it. But a poor man, the little he has, he said they want to take it from him. Even when you try to help his faith and teach him giving, he will say, no, all these people, you will not get my 1 kobo today. That's why you are left with kobos. Who needs your 1 kobo? And then you find the wealthy. If there is a need in church, even before you preach, they identify it and give. Pastor, we see that the ACs are not working well. Please, in case you have a plan towards it, take this. And then you don't know why they are growing. You say, these people, one day God will lift us too. Who lift what? People give their way into greatness. They give their way. As a youth copper, God told me, if you eat that alawi, you are finished. My friends were saving, and that's good. At least you will learn the discipline of saving. But God was taking me to a future I couldn't buy. And I had to seed out all my allowance. As a youth copper. I came back. I had scholarship. God said, go nowhere. Give up that. I taught in the secondary school for 6 years. Earning 25,000. Even that 25,000, God won't let me spend it. He said, give it. And today, you sit in your house. Somebody drives a Mercedes Maybach and say, man of God, take. And another person looks at you and say, oh boy, wait till they do. You think things just happen. You can buy the future by your sacrifices today. The law of nature respects it. The laws of God respects it. And if you want to be great in this life and walk in unlimited expansion, you must make giving your lifestyle. Don't let anybody preach you to give. Give because the Holy Ghost led you. Give because you are mature. And when you see a need, you take responsibility. That maturity is why God will give you the burdens of nations. So you give your way into enlargement.